Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another video. As you can see on the screen, yesterday, February 7th, 2024, it was announced that Disney and Epic Games are going into another collaboration, but this time Disney is investing $1.5 billion into Epic Games so they can make a kind of their own like Disney universe or Disney metaverse. As you can see on the screen, there's a prototype, maybe even like a concept of what they want it to look like, where you're gonna have different Disney areas and Marvel areas throughout the metaverse or their version of the metaverse, and it's also gonna cross over with Fortnite. Just in case you didn't know, Epic Games is the studio that makes Fortnite, and they've always had some collaborations with Disney, mainly the Marvel movies and a couple live action movies. And then I guess they want to bring in more Disney characters. Again, like I said, have their own sort of like Fortnite theme park where you can watch movies and purchase different items from Disney products. And before I even go any further, the funny thing is, I remember about 25 years ago, I wrote an email to WWF, or WWE as it's known now, and then it just recently, funny enough, got sold again to another company. I guess it merged with UFC. But I wrote them an email asking for like a basketball game with the WWF wrestlers in it or WWE wrestlers, and it's just crazy to think like almost 25 years later, we're actually getting something like that from Disney, because it's always cool, and I know people have modded games and added characters into certain games, and there's always been collaborations within other games. But I remember, like I said, 25 years ago, about I love basketball and football, and I wanted like, to play as like Stone Cold or The Undertaker or Kane within a basketball game, because I was always thinking like how big those guys are. Some of them are close to 7 feet. They're big and strong, and you can kind of almost imagine in your mind like who would play a point guard, who would play small forward, who would you put at your power forward, who would you put at your center, who you would have coming off the bench. And it was something that I always imagined years ago. So hopefully we start getting some of that in this also, where you can use your Disney characters in sports games, either if it's I know they've done stuff like that in the past. I think like tennis or whatever, but it's gonna be cool to start imagining in your head, who's gonna be your quarterback, who's gonna be your in football, if they do anything with football, who's going to be like your cornerback, running back, quarterback, defense, offense, kicker, and then in basketball, like I said, what position you're going to have some of your characters play as, and who's going to have what type of attributes and skills, who's going to be quicker, who's going to be stronger, who's going to be a good rebounder and stuff like that. So it's crazy, like I said, almost 25 years later, that hopefully we're going to start seeing stuff like that now in Fortnite. Even with the Fortnite characters, you can kind of get an idea who, it'd be really fun to play, basketball, football with some of your Fortnite characters. I don't know what other games. Racing, I think racing's another thing to maybe get some NASCAR. I know that's not owned by Disney or anything like that, but like what they're doing now with Rocket Racing and even the Guitar Hero Fortnite Festival, you can start now seeing your characters cross over into other worlds, um, doing other things rather than just battle royale and zombies. And again, I know people have also made, custom maps and custom games inside Fortnite with the Unreal Engine. So this is huge news. I know that's kind of a huge opening, but just in case you're waiting for, the actual story, if you didn't know about it. So like I said, they're going to invest $1.5 billion to acquire some equity in Epic Games. So now they roughly, I believe the number is 10, they own 10% of Epic Games, alongside Sony PlayStation, Tencent, which I think is a huge media company or technical company. They own 40% of Epic Games. Tim Sweeney, who's the creator and owner, owns 51%. I looked online yesterday. And then there's somebody else, Lego, that owns, I think, about 4.5% of Epic Games. So this is actually really cool. So hopefully they'll all get along and come up with some ideas together. I think for me, like the thing that's always been missing in Fortnite is sports games, and I don't want to kind of drag it on too much longer, but like the to have to like switch games in your PlayStation or Xbox just to hop from like Fortnite Battle Royale to sports games would be kind of cool. You take a little chill, relaxing game of basketball. I know basketball can be stressful and football can be stressful, depending on your teammates and stuff like that, or how the game's going, or who you're playing against. But to kind of be able to switch in between games, even with zombies a couple years ago was huge. It's pretty huge now. Um, but to be able to do battle royale, multiplayer, zombies, sports games, and now obviously Disney stuff, um, is gonna be and Marvel is gonna be really cool to kind of just walk around, take a chill, relaxing day in the metaverse. Again, it names all the Disney properties: Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar. Another one, I don't know. I mentioned it yesterday on Twitter, then I realized I don't even know if Disney technically owns them. But the Lost TV series was a great series. It's been used in pop culture for the last 20 years, and they're actually coming up with an anniversary, a 20-year anniversary in September. I think September 22nd is the official anniversary day when the show aired. So it's going to be really cool to hopefully get some type of collaboration or crossover with that. But then again, like I said, I don't know who technically owns the rights to the Lost TV series. I don't know if Disney owns them 100%. They might have just aired the show on a Disney channel, which is ABC, owned by Disney. I don't know if they technically own them, but that would be something good. I would really, really want. Just because it's 20 years ago is a lot. A lot of the kids that play games nowadays weren't even born. Some of them I've seen mention that they watch Lost. I'm not going to go every single word in the article. Just want to kind of touch on some of the obvious stuff. And something I didn't know, and hopefully maybe people knew about it, or maybe they don't, is Disney uses the Unreal Engine for some of their Disney Plus shows, I believe. Or I don't know if there's any other games out there they technically use it for. I know, I think I've read somewhere that they use it for some of the TV shows for the CGI. I mean, Unreal does look real, funny enough. And then let's see what else. I think, and just in case you didn't know, I think, what was his name? Or did he not mention it here? Like the CEO of Disney, or yeah, Robert Iger, says he wants to break into more video games and stuff like that. Yeah, they mentioned that the Nexus War event with Galactus had 15 million players watching it at the time. They do probably need to work on, truthfully or brutally honest, they need to work on their servers for events like that because I think they ran into some issues. I think sometimes even in Call of Duty, I don't think some of these studios realize how popular some of the ideas are going to be. Um, I think even Call of Duty is running into the problem with zombies, where I don't think there was too many or any content created for zombies. I think they didn't realize how popular it was going to be. And I think maybe with the Eminem concert, I don't know if Fortnite knew how big the concert was going to be, because I think a lot of people unfortunately got locked out, and then they had to kind of add some different viewings or showings. I think they did like 3 additional for the rest of the night for the Eminem concert. So I don't know if like the servers now can handle, unless the Eminem concert was just a lot bigger than 15 million. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it actually went to higher than that. Maybe in 20 millions or something like that. and then the servers just couldn't handle all the load, so to speak. Again, the Unreal Engine is used to develop games like Kingdom Hearts 3, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So I guess they're just now cutting out the middleman and going straight to Epic Games. Unfortunately for some of those studios that made some of those games, which I think maybe Nintendo was one of them. So now they're just going straight to Epic Games and getting it from them. And they're going to be the ones that's going to know the program the most, or the software, or the engine the most, I guess. Smuggler's Run, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This all builds on Epic Games' participation in the 2017 Disney Accelerator program. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess they've always funded Disney in some sort of way, if I'm reading that correctly. And it talks about how popular the Spider-Man games are, which I believe is a PlayStation exclusive. So that all makes sense. Disney is now partnered with Epic Games. Sony's also partnered with Epic Games, so of course they're going to want the exclusive rights on PlayStation. Which I guess PlayStation Studios, if I'm remembering correctly, made the Spider-Man games themselves. Don't know off the top of my head who made the Spider-Man games, but I'm just going to assume it was licensed out to PlayStation. So it'll be really interesting to see now if Epic Games now has the rights to make Spider-Man games. That would be kind of cool too. I mean, the Unreal Engine is amazing. Fortnite just looks like a real game now too. So they do play a trailer. I'm not gonna necessarily play it.